And that can take us to the last segment of our show, which is JP's best bets of the week.
Yes, Bets is back. We went 4-3 last week. We had 7 games, meaning we were up to 16, 23, and 1 on the season. We were +1 for the second straight week. We're looking for a third one. We went towards a philosophy 2 weeks ago where we said, okay, we're gonna fire up more shots, volume shooting. We're gonna go Cam Thomas mode and get up more shots, meaning we're gonna score more points.
Oh, yeah.
And so we went with 5 games 2 weeks ago. We went with 7 games last week. We are up to 9 games this week. And again, if we go positive, we'll be up to 11 games next week. And of course, I hope we don't go negative. So I hope this continues to build. And we're at, let's see, in 5 weeks, we're at, 21 games.
I'm glad you didn't do a thing like you started doubling it, because we would have gotten
Yes,
really
that would've been
high
insane.
really quick.
If we went from 3 to 6 to 12, that would be diabolical. I don't want to do 24 next week. But we have 9 this week, and I will continue to go towards the trend that I have a ton so far this year. Teams following a win on Thursday Night Football are 1-7 against the spread. The Chargers were the victim this past week, barely beating the Titans. It was not barely. Backdoor cover from Tennessee, but Tennessee was leading early in that game.
I mean, a win is a win is a win, even in betting.
Yes,
So
Herbert threw a pick 6, and I advised taking Titans money line. The week prior, I advised taking Jets money line for their first win of the season against the Bengals. I would consider taking Vikings money line this week. Ravens go to Minnesota. Ravens are 4.5-point favorites. I'm going to take Minnesota plus 4.5, but maybe consider J.J. McCarthy and his aura, according to some.
well, it's not even JJ. Apparently 9 comes out,
Yes,
whoever
9,
that is. So
sorry.
really 9's playing quarterback out there, his alter ego.
Aura or cornball, you decide. I'm going to take the Vikings to cover 4.5, and maybe you consider taking the Vikings to beat the Ravens, which would be shocking. Not really, because the spread is pretty close, but the Ravens need every win they can get. I think Minnesota and Brian Flores, that defense gives them a chance in this game, and I think maybe J.J. McCarthy has a better day against the Ravens defense that the past 3 weeks has looked good statistically, but they also got to play Tua. They played Chicago, and they played another bad team as well that I can't remember off the top of my head. But give me Minnesota plus 4.5. All that being said, another trend has been teams following a loss on Thursday Night Football, which the Dolphins lost on Thursday Night Football, are 5-3 against the spread. However, the past 3 weeks in a row now, we've had the team following a loss on Thursday Night Football have been an underdog the following week. The first 5 weeks, every team was a favorite. We've had 3 in a row now where they've been an underdog. It's been split 1-1. Dolphins are 9.5-point underdogs to the Bills. I'm going to take Miami to cover 9.5 because of the spread being 5-3. I'm going to take it to get to 6-3. Give me Miami to cover. I'm not advising you to take Miami money line. If Mike McDaniel beats the Bills, that would be insane. That would be insane. But fins up, if for that, I can't even imagine how he'll look with his fins up if they were to win that game.
I think he'd turn into like a legitimate dolphin running off the field. He would just like morph
completely
after
possible.
that big of a win.
That would be hilarious. Teams following a win on Monday Night Football are 4-8 against the spread this year. The victim last week was the Chiefs, who lost to the Bills after winning on Monday Night Football against the Commanders. Cardinals beat the Cowboys on Monday Night Football and now go to Seattle, who's red hot. The spread is 6.5. How? I still think this is a crazy spread anyway with how Seattle played last week. They add Rashid Shaheed. They're going to get him a touchdown this weekend. I'll go ahead and guarantee you that. And Arizona can still lose by 1 score and we cover with a 7-point win or an 8-point win for Seattle. So there's plenty of avenues here. I'm going to take Seattle to cover 6.5 as my third bet. As my fourth bet, I'm taking Indianapolis minus 6.5. And I don't remember why I wrote this one down. I don't even remember who they're playing.
I'll figure out who they're playing. You want to go on to your next one?
Oh, that's
Okay,
right. They're
cool,
playing the Falcons
That'll do
in
it.
Berlin. I forgot about that. Yes. Okay, so the Falcons lost in a devastating way last week to the Patriots, missing an extra point. Colts have put all of their bags, not all their bags, all of their chips,
All their bags in their basket.
all of their all of their eggs in one basket, and all of their chips have been pushed to the center on
There it
Daniel
is.
Jones. And the spread is 6.5, I think, in response to Indianapolis losing last week. And I don't understand that. The Falcons are on the team left off. Colts are up there pretty high in the pyramid. I think the Colts cover 6.5 in Berlin on Sunday morning. The last time the Falcons played on a Sunday morning in Europe was the Bijan Robinson Toy Story game, but Falcons lost that game to the Jaguars. Give me the Colts to cover 6.5. Fifth game from the NFL, fifth of the 9 games we're picking. Give me Carolina minus 5.5. We're going to go for the win-win back-to-back weeks. Last week I took the Rams minus 14.5 against the Saints. They covered. It was a win-win because if Tyler Shuck played well, Tyler Shuck might be the guy. We would have covered the spread. If he didn't play well, then I have a best bet that hit. I'm going to do it again. But this one is different because there's more to it. We've had a long YouTube video. We've had arguments. We've spent probably 2-3 hours talking Carolina Panthers over the past week, which has to be top 3 in the entire world of words said about the Carolina Panthers this week was on this show specifically. I'm taking Carolina minus 5.5 because if they win and cover, it's a best bet that hits. And the Saints get a better draft pick or are closer to a number 1 overall pick. If this misses, so be it. We've got 8 other picks that are going to hit. We're going to go 8-1. And the Saints beat the Panthers. We get to go straight into the Panthers comment section. And, man, I can't wait for the war that could potentially be. So we got a win-win either way. Give me Carolina minus 5.5. Now I got 4 more from college football. 1 has one theory, and then 3 are something that has to do with the poll that was released on Tuesday. I'll start with the 1 theory. I'm going to take LSU to cover 9.5 points against the Crimson Tide this Saturday in Tuscaloosa. Interim head coach, just given how Brian Kelly and that tenure was, and the angst in that locker room, and the potential bad vibes, all of that. I think they're going to play their butts off this weekend in Tuscaloosa. I think they're going to play really, really hard. I think that defense is finally going to respond after a couple bad weeks. LSU does enough offensively. Kalen DeBoer will win this game. There's no way. He always wins at home. But I'll take LSU to cover 9.5 because of the interim head coach. I think they'll play really, really hard for the Tigers and not for Brian Kelly anymore. So give me LSU. And then the last 3 all have to do with the college football playoff. And these are, to some, the 3 teams out from the group of 5, the 3 teams up next to get that bid. One of them kind of got that bid on Tuesday in Memphis. The other one is JMU, who we're all big and high on, and we hope gets that group of 5 bid. And then the other one is one of mine, Kennesaw State, who I ranked 25th in the country this weekend. I think they got slighted as well. I'm going to take Memphis to cover 3.5 against Tulane, trying to make a statement to get into the top 25 next week. That would be a good win against Tulane and John Summerall. I'm going to take JMU to cover 13.5 on the road at Marshall. I think they'll blow out Marshall and get consideration to be in the top 25 next week as well. And then I'll take Kennesaw State minus 9.5 on the road against Conference USA rival New Mexico State. This is their second time ever playing, so not a rival, but maybe it's a rival that's brewing.
Exactly what I was about to say. Brewing rivalry.
Give me KSU to cover 9.5. 3 teams that feel slighted because I feel like all the group of 5 just got made fun of on Tuesday.
Sure.
Said you're not good enough to have all Power 4 teams in there is crazy.
hurt me as a current coach at a Group of 5 school.
Yes, it's insane. So give me those 3 teams to respond to that and try to put up a big performance this weekend. And those are, as I am running out of breath and very winded, my 9 bets of the week. Sadly, if we continue to win, maybe not sadly, this segment will continue to get longer as we've hit our longest one of the season so far. But those are my 9 bets.
I love them.
I can't wait.
Let's have a week.